So, so continuation for pipeline script only. So if I upload this, right, I'll keep the previous video URL in the description. You watch that. So that is important. So if you don't understand this, you can't understand this, right? Now, so this I have given, right? If you want to write your script, you can write the entire script here. But if you don't want to write it here, and you want to read it from SCM itself, right? Inside your GitHub repository itself, in the particular branch, you have to write a Jenkins file. Then keep it, then read it from here. Read it here by giving, so pipeline script from SCM means I want to read the pipeline from pipeline script from my source code management itself, GitHub itself, right? So which source code management you are using, Git, right? Give the GitHub details, repository, GitHub repository URL, credentials, and branch name. From this branch, it will read the credential and the file name. Which file? Jenkins file is a default name, but I have created a custom name. Give that here. So it will pull that. First, it will take out that Jenkins file and execute it. Understood, guys? The benefit here, what is the benefit here is, for example, I want to log in, I want to do a small change. I want to do some changes, right? You don't need to log in into your GitHub, right? You can change your Jenkins file. For example, I want to change this image, Docker image, or something I want to change here, right? I want to change this or something, I want to change it. You change it and commit it. Automatically, as it is committed, automatically your Jenkins will identify and trigger it, right? Anyways, you are maintaining, I'll tell the benefit once again. For now, just try to understand. Once you commit the change, even if this Jenkins file is there inside your GitHub, when you commit it, automatically it will identify that and triggers that as well. Understood? Understood, guys? You don't need to log into your Jenkins and do the changes. You can change in your Docker file, Jenkins file itself, and commit the changes. That's it. Automatically the change. For example, I want to change from Maven 2 home to Maven 3 home. You don't need to go to Jenkins file. You don't need to log into your Jenkins, go to this script, Jenkins job, modify it. No need to do that. As a developer itself, you can modify it and commit it, right? So when this job will get triggered, it will read the Jenkins file. In the Jenkins file, it is modified from M2 home to M3. It will trigger that, right? So there are other benefits also. We'll see that later. Have you understood so far, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. Okay. So in real time, we use this only, pipeline script from SCM. But anyways, as we are learning, I hope you understood this. So next, as we are learning, so let me select this for now and continue with the explanation, further explanation. Then we'll see finally. Okay. Next. Anything what I was discussing, something I forgot to explain here. Okay. Again, I'll remember. I'll explain. No problem. And next, one more thing. Okay, that is what I was about to discuss is now I have two different jobs for each branch, different script for each branch. So for development branch, I want to use this script. For QA branch, I want to use different script. For pre-production, I want to use different script. Same only, I don't want to use this stage or some other stage I want to use in place of this for different branches, right? So what you can do is, you can there is multi-branch pipeline concept that we'll discuss later. But now, if you want to use that, right, what you can do is, here you can create 4 branches, 4 jobs. For example, you can create 4 jobs, right? If you don't want to use multi-branch pipeline, you keep aside. So if you want to use separate jobs, right, you create 4 jobs like this. You create 4 jobs for each branch, 4 jobs. Go here. In your GitHub repository, place one Jenkins file in your master branch. Place one Jenkins file with a different script. Go to your development branch. Place your Jenkins file with a different script. So for each branch, create separately the Jenkins file separately, right? Place different script. Now you may get question, sir, when I merge the changes from development, for example, I have a development branch. I placed my Jenkins script there, right? Now I went into my QA branch, placed some Jenkins script there, different script. But when I merge from development to QA, it will override. Yes, it will override. So to avoid that, what you do is, in your .git ignore, you ignore Jenkins file. In your .git ignore file, you add your .git ignore. In your .git ignore file, you add your Jenkins file. So no one will be able to commit it. Now you go to your Docker Hub and place your different, not Docker Hubs. I'm getting confused. Okay, let me tell you again. you want different script for each branches, right? So what you'll do is in each of your branch, you can maintain Jenkins file, same Jenkins file, name is same Jenkins file with different script inside that. So what you have to do is you create a Jenkins file in your Docker, in your development branch of your GitHub. You place one Jenkins file with script in your development branch. Keep it in all the branches, the same script. Then what you do is you ignore that file in your that Jenkins file in your git ignore. So no one will be able to commit it. Now you are go to GitHub, change your script in development branch. I want this script, so you place it. Now you go to some other branch, change the script. You go to some other branch, change script however you want. So each branch has a Jenkins file, but with different script, and it will you will not face any issue while merging the code from one branch to other one because you ignored it in the .git ignore. So it will not allow to merge or commit the changes for that file. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next, okay, let's continue with this. That is one concept I have explained. So now continue with this. Now I'm going to use this pipeline script only. So 2 stages I have written so far. Now tell me in real time, if I am using a Dockerized project, if I want to automate the deployment process, right? First, what should I do? I have to take the code from Git. Okay, I have created one stage to take the code from Git. Next, I need var file. So so that is the reason I have created one more stage which uses the Maven and build the artifact. Now this build is also getting success. Now I'm having var file inside my target directory. So now what is the next step I have to do? SonarQube. I want to generate a report either before this stage or after this stage. I want to use SonarQube. Okay, I'm not going to use. If you want to use in the same stage, you can use sonar:sonar. After doing SonarQube integration with Jenkins, adding that URL and all, you can do it. But I'll do it I'll teach that in a separate session, SonarQube integration. Because why I want to do separate session is because I want to teach you integration of SonarQube is done in a Maven style of project I taught you. But I'll teach you in this pipeline script. But I want to teach one more extra concept. What is that? Is if SonarQube report fails, means if the SonarQube report is not success, there are so many bugs, critical issues and all. If that fails, I want to break my job. And send an email alert. The next stages should not continue. The deployment container creation should not continue. I want to send an email alert or Slack notification that this have failed like that and all. I want to tell, right? For that purpose, I'll teach it in a separate session. It's a SonarQube part. Oh, ignore it. Now let's concentrate only on the Docker part. So this stage, I'm able to take the code from Git, able to run Maven. Next, what is the next step, guys? What should I do next? SonarQube, if we keep aside, then what is the next step for Dockerized project? What should I do?
Backup and access.
Docker files.
Okay, I already have Docker file. I already placed my Docker file inside my GitHub repository itself. How I place
build image using Docker file.
Exactly. I want to build the image using Docker file. So for that, I have to create one stage. Build Docker image, right? So how to build the image? How to build the
Docker
image?
file. Docker build -t.
Build -t. Okay.
Docker file. Image name.
For example, my image name is this. I want to build KC Technologies DevOps. I will build with I don't want to tag it once again. Means build with the incorrect image name and again tag it. I don't want to do 2 steps. Let me build with the proper name itself. So I want to build like this. Docker integration 1.0. Okay, I want to build like this. Okay, so KC Technologies DevOps. This is my username of my Docker Hub username, and this is the image or repository name I want, and this is a tag. Dot, because my Docker file, where is my Jenkins file resides? Means inside the project root directory. Even if I take the Jenkins file from source code repository, SCM itself, or else if I am writing it here, writing in here itself, right? Whatever it is, that is under project root directory, under my project root directory itself, There itself, I have a Docker file. Same Jenkins file, Docker file. Both are at the same location, right? So even if I write it, instead of reading it Jenkins file from Docker SCM, even if I write the script here also, it is going to execute at the project root directory itself. So there only I'm going to have my Docker file. So both are in the same location. So I'm giving dot, means so my Docker file is also on the current location only, wherever my script is running. So I want to build like that. Is this fine? So can I put this stage and run this?
Yes, sir.
No, it will fail. Why? Because I said, right, if you want to execute anything there,
Username or password.
no, to build just to build Jenkins image, you don't need to have username and password. To push you need, but not to build it.
Yes.
So no, I'm not talking about that. The syntax itself is wrong. Why? Because I said, right, if you want to execute any command, you have to write it in a shell. You have to run it in a shell command. You have to pass this. Inside this, you have to write it. This is also interview question, you remember. So Maven is also interview question. So this also interview question, right? So that how to break Jenkins job when a SonarQube report fails, that also interview question. I'll teach that later, but these two, Maven and this SH, remember this. Understood, guys? Can I run this using this stage? Is this correct syntax?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. I'll take this. Syntax is correct. So if you want, this is there. So if you want to refer, guys, you can. I'll practice. If you want to refer, you can refer here in this. In my KC Maven web project job, Jenkins file is there. You can refer it. Git Maven. So Docker build, right? I'll do with the next stages. So I'll take this. Go here. Put as a next stage. Save it. Run it. Syntax is correct, but still it will fail. Why? I'll tell later. I want to show this error message. Particularly, I want to show this two error messages now. I'm waiting for that. All right. Now let me show you this. Docker comes. Oh, no need of console output. Let me show here only. It failed. It failed actually. I said, right, it will fail. Which stage it failed? Git checkout from SCM is success. Build Maven, both are success. We know that already we tested those two, but this failed. What is the error message you see here? Docker build -d. This I try to execute, but it is saying when I try to execute this, it is saying command not found. All right, Docker command, this Docker build, Docker command not found. It is saying why? Can you think?
Just like we give Maven path, we have to give Docker also where it installed. And
Okay, first, if you want to give that, first you need to have Docker installed, right?
yes,
This is my host OS. This is my Linux instance. Okay. So here I have installed Jenkins. Okay. Now in this Jenkins job only, I have given one command called as build, Docker build command. So where this command, okay, before this, let me explain. MVN clean package I'm giving. So on which mission this MVN clean package will execute? MVN clean package command, on which Linux instance this command will execute?
on the same mission where Jenkins
Same
exists.
mission, wherever my Jenkins is installed. So I have given this goal for my Jenkins. So Jenkins will execute this command on my host only. So that is the reason I configured Maven there. Next, I have given one Docker build command. Where this Docker build command will execute?
On the same mission where
On the same mission, right? On the same mission. But I don't have Docker installed there. So if the error is like command not found, what does that mean? Docker is not installed. Yes or no?
Yes.
So let me connect to this mission quickly and install Docker. Okay. So now sudo yum install Docker -y. You observe this. I'm installing Docker. I'm installing Docker on my instance where my Linux is present. Okay, Linux is present. Okay, done. I installed Docker. Now I'll go and build this job. Now the error, what is the error message? Docker command not found. Now I'll go here. Click on build now. Now third is done, right? Fourth job triggers. Now we observe here, fourth one. This is success. This is executing in progress, blue color in progress. It will also get success. And next it is failure here, right? Again, the third stage is failure. Let's see why it is failure. It is saying, what is this? Cannot connect to Docker daemon at Linux. It is the Docker daemon running? What does this error indicates?
We have to start the Docker
service. So now we observe it is not command not found. It is something else. Means Docker is there, but in a stopped state. Service Docker start. Right? See this. My Docker is in running state. Now I'll execute. Even now I'll get error. I want to show you the different errors, guys. Just like success, if we get success and move on, it is nothing, right? Blindly we'll get everything success. Not like that. We'll get errors. We'll learn from them. Okay. Now I'm going to build now. Let's see. So first, command not found. You understood why you will come. Docker is not there. Next, Docker daemon is running or not. Means Docker is there but not stopped. Now again it failed. Let me show you the logs.
Permissions denied.
How you know permission denied?
Because Docker, we have to add into Docker group is.
Okay. Now you observe. That is exactly good guess. I'm happy for you, man. But it is saying got permission denied. While trying to connect to the Docker daemon. Something it is saying, right? Permission denied. Yes, permission denied. Why? Tell me.
The user who is executing should be added to Docker groups.
Exactly. You have to perform sudo. That is the reason I was highlighting, right? This is the reason, right? I said you people, right? Sudo. I'll remove you sudo. In the previous classes, I was saying how to remove sudo. I'll teach you. I'll continue with sudo for a few days and finally said you, right? Why? Because you don't have access to execute Docker location commands on the Docker location. You want to execute something on this command, Docker build command need to connect here, somewhere here, but you don't have permissions to go there. It is throwing error. Why? Because you don't have sudo. Either you need to have sudo access or else you need to add that particular user to Docker group, right? So sudo, it is not good to use. I have to add that particular user to sudo group. But now tell me, if I am using like this, if I am using from console, if I am executing Docker, sudo Docker build command, if I execute from here, I can use sudo. Why? Because I am executing this command as a ec2-user. I can use this, or else I can add this user to Docker group. But here, who will execute the script? What user I need to add to Docker group now? Tell me. I said this important. I said in one of the previous classes, I highlighted at this side. What is the user I have to add to Docker group now?
Jenkins.
Jenkins user. Exactly, man. I'm happy, right? So what is that? Yes, by default, whenever you install Jenkins, by default, a user will be created with the name Jenkins. All the scripts or the jobs, whatever you run from Jenkins, those will be executed with the Jenkins user. So as this job is going to be executed by that default Jenkins user, now I need to add that Jenkins user to Docker group. Sudo user mod -ag. The group name is Docker and the user I want to add is Jenkins. Understood, guys? On that Linux mission, I install Jenkins, right? So whenever I install Jenkins, a user has been created with the name Jenkins. Likewise, when I install Docker, a group has been created with the name Docker. So in this job, I'm executing a Docker build command. That build command needs a permission over that Docker, right? So as this job is getting to be executed with Jenkins user, I'm going to execute that Jenkins user to this Docker. Understood? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me click on build now. Let's see. Okay. Did I click on this or not? Let me click on once again. Oh, so 3 times, 2 times I clicked. Okay, anyway, I think it failed once again, or let's see what will happen. Okay, it failed. Okay, let's see that eighth one also. Let's see that and then check the logs. What it is saying? Permission denied only. So added the Jenkins user, right? So let me restart my Jenkins and sudo service. Docker restart. Let me restart Jenkins also for safer side. If Jenkins restart is not required, Docker restart is enough, I think. Okay, let me save set. Let me just do this. Again, I don't have patience to do that. Jenkins restart is not required, but I did. Okay, now we'll go here. Go to this job. Click on build now. Again. I added properly. Docker Jenkins. Okay. This is in progress. If it is taking time, means it is building. Now you can go to the console and check it. Now it is started, right? After that, you need to restart your Docker. So I restarted this. Now it is building the image. Understood? So just adding that is not enough. You need to restart your Docker. Jenkins restart is not required. Docker restart is required. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now it is pulling the image and the image is complete. Now if I type here, Docker images, it will list here also. So do we have this image and the from image Tomcat? You know, right, how we need to create the Docker file, right? Let me show you that. Docker file looks like this. Okay, so Maven web project, see the from is Tomcat, this one target directory, we have a var file, I'm copying it to web apps directory. This we did assignment also with this Carolina data set. This we know, I don't need to explain. Right? I have my Docker file inside my project itself. Using that, I created image. Now, this is my Jenkins host. This is my Jenkins host. Here I have image. This is my Jenkins. This is my Jenkins. I have my Docker image build here. If I want to create a container itself, I can create a next stage. I can create a next stage, right? Run Docker. And I can give Docker run command and all here itself. So as the image is there on the same Docker, it will create a container here itself. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to do that. I have Docker on some other machine. Here I installed Docker. Why? Because Jenkins need to build an image. To execute that build command, I need to have Docker. That is the reason I created. But my Docker dev environment is different. This is my dev Docker. This is my dev environment where Docker is installed. So now using my Jenkins, I have to connect to this server and do this. Why I install Docker here? Because Jenkins has to build the image. If I don't have Docker installed here, Jenkins cannot build the image, right? So that is the reason I installed. But this is not my actual server, dev server or QA server or something. This is my dev instance where I want to create a Docker. So if you want to go and create a container here, first I need to push the image to my Docker Hub, right? Yes or no? First I need to make. So again, if I have QA environment, I can pull the image and create a container. Dev environment, I can pull the image and create the container, right? So now here, first I need to push the image into Docker Hub. Yes or no?
Yes.
So first I need to push my image to Docker Hub. So first was that if I have not tagged the image properly, you need to tag it. You have to create one more Docker tag stage and then tag it. But I already built the image with a proper naming. -t, my username, Docker Hub username, repository name or image name and that tag I have created properly. So I don't want to create one more stage for tag. Push image, push image, push image to Docker Hub, any stage you can create. Now here, I want to push the image. First, if you want to push the image to Docker Hub from here, if you want to push the image, first, if you want to push the image from this instance, means wherever Jenkins is there, right? From here, if you want to push it here, first you need to log into your Docker Hub account. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? First, you need to log in, right? So now,
Yes.
can I use like this? SH is mandatory. Of course, you learn now. Docker login -u. We can give like this. If you type enter Docker login here, also you can give like this. Docker login. If you type, it will ask for the username and password, right? Next, if you don't want to give that, here itself you want to pass -u username -p password. You can give those -p your username, case it acknowledge that one, password, whatever you have, you can give that. Your Docker Hub username and password directly you can give it. If you give username and enter, it will ask for the password. So it is not asking for username because a username I already gave it here, right? It is directly asking password. So -u username -v password you can give. So can I write like this here? -u, my -u KC Technologies DevOps -p my password. Can I write here? Can I write like this? Is it okay to write?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? But what about
It
the password?
is visible for everyone.
Yes, if you write the password, it will be visible for everyone. Whoever has access to your GitHub repository, they'll see this file, and they have the username and password. They can do anything in your Docker Hub. We have to keep the password secret. Yes or no? Docker Hub itself will show. See here, we found potential security vulnerables in your dependency, something like that. If we keep some passwords here, GitHub itself will tell, hey, you're violating the security rules. You should not keep the passwords like that. It will tell. But it's not safe for us also. If you keep password directly in a text file, that's it. Your company, your teammates will kick you, right? So you should not keep the passwords. Then what should I do? I have to log in, but not in this way. In this way only. But password, I want to use it as a secret one. For that, what you do is, but let me explain, then I'll show you. You have to use some option called as with credentials. Let me show you that like this. With credentials, one function you have to use. This is one function. You no need to remember this. How to do this and all. Go to pipeline syntax generator. Go here, search for with credentials. There is one step called as with credentials. Right? All right. Let me refresh it. Oh, I think it got changed, right? So let me reopen this. You can go back. Go to your figure. Here also you can get pipelines and syntax. Let me go here with credentials. We restarted Jenkins, right? I think it's not fine. So with credentials, it is asking for the credentials. Now I want to keep both username and password secret, or only password as secret one. Only password I want to keep it as secret. So only password. So you can select here username and password, right? Or else only text. I want to keep only one text, secret text, password only. So what you can do is you can give that text. Docker Hub PWD, Docker Hub hyphen, any name you can give it. Variable name, right? Variable name. Add that credential here. Add that secret text. So I'm going to give my password here. Then ID Docker PW add the credentials. Then select the credentials here. Click on generate pipeline script. That's it. It is giving here. You take it. Here, inside your stage, you need stage. Inside your stage, there's a function you have to use. You have to use a function like this. So now, so let me repeat what I said, what I did, then I'll discuss once again. So what I did is I selected one function called as with one step called as with credentials. So when I selected it with credentials, right, it was like this. So it asked either you want to what you want to use, either GitHub username and password, like how we do, right? I want to create only secret text, only one password, right? This one. So what is a variable name you want to give? I gave Docker Hub PWD, something I gave. Now the variable is fine, but what is the value we want to assign for that? That is a secret text. So go and select here secret text. So secret text. I gave that secret text here. Once you give that secret text, what is the name you have given for the secret text? You have to select and click on build now. Generate pipeline script. That it will give this. Now take this and paste it here. Paste it inside your job stage. So what is the stage here? So push image to Docker Hub. Now I have created one function here. This is my function. So with credentials is a function name. So this is predefined function step, means we don't need to use it. So they already have given, just we have to utilize it. So this is the name I have given, right? Credentials ID, and the variable I have used is Docker Hub password. Yes or no? Here, Docker Hub -pwd. This is the variable name I have given, and the credentials ID, while adding here the secret file, this is the ID I have given. Yes or no, guys? Now what this variable contains is my password. Whatever I have entered here, the secret file text, right? So whatever the password I have entered here, that is present inside this. So using this variable, I can read my password, right? So how I'll do is, so this password, so where is this function? This is the function. Where it is starting? Here it is starting. Where it is ending? Here it is ending. So this variable I can utilize inside this function only. So this is my function, right? As this is inside the function, this variable can be used within this function only. If I come out of this function, this is a closing of this function. This is the starting of the function, closing of the function. So out of this, once I come out of this function with credentials function, right? If I come out of this, I cannot use the variable. So within this only I have to use. So what I'll do is sh docker login -u KC Technologies DevOps -p. You know, right, how to read a password?
Yes, sir.
You can use this variable. Understood, guys? Right?
Yes, sir.
So like this you can use. Is it clearly visible? The format is good here, so that's why I'm showing here. Understood, guys? So this is one stage. So in this I have created one function. So this is the starting of the function. This with credentials, means with the credentials and all. So this is my variable name. So I'm going to use this Docker login -u username password. I should not be given directly. That is the reason I have used this function. I have set a variable, and for that I have given credentials ID, and then I have given the secret. So that password as a secret. So now I'm going to read this variable. So this wherever I read this variable, my password will be read. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now the login part is done. Within the function, right? Now I have to come out of that function and push the image. Still, we logged in only. Now I want to push the image. Docker sh docker push. What is the image we created? This image. Let me take this and put it here. Now I have to push. So the login is done. Now I'm going to push that. I'm going to push the image, right? But why I logged in within this function only? Why? Because this variable can be utilized within the function. So I did that login part. Once I log in, I came out of that and then pushing the image. Understood, guys? Shall I run it? Okay, I'll go here. Paste this, right? Paste this. I'll take some more time, guys. So you have to be patient. Put it, save it, build now. By the time, let me go to my Docker Hub. Okay. This is the password what I log in, and that is only I gave in a secret. Now if I go here. One more thing in Docker, I said you can create organizations like how we create in organization GitHub repository, right? Same likewise, you create organizations here, and inside that you can create repositories. Same concept in Docker, in GitHub, how you create organization. Inside that organization, you create repositories, right? Same ways, you can create organization inside that repositories. Okay, fine. Okay, now this is there. Now let me go here. It has failed due to some reason. It has failed. What is that reason? Let's check here. Docker push, no log it is showing. Okay, let me go here only in the console output. Right, it is saying something missing, no such property Docker Hub. What I used, I think some syntax error or some parameter error. Pushing image to Docker Hub. Okay, Docker Hub PWD. Okay, Docker Hub PWD. Okay, what is the error? I think hyphen it is not taking, might be. I think instead of Docker hyphen Docker Hub hyphen password, it is taking masking supported pattern matches of this one. Okay, instead of Docker Hub hyphen PW, it is not taking hyphen PWD. It should be only one word. I mean, hyphen it is not supporting. Before that hyphen, whatever it is taking. So let me go and change the credentials. Let me go on change the credentials one more time. Just I'll remove this. Okay, I'll remove this. I'm creating one more variable without that hyphen. But I'll select the same ID, generate it, and it has given. So the other thing, I just copy this to my Jenkins job. Just I created one more variable. That's it. One more variable with same credential side, right? I created that hyphen was not supporting. I'll go here, change it here instead of Docker Hub. You change it. This one you change it. Docker Hub. Okay, now save it. Build it. Now one more thing. Okay, I'll tell that later. You can click on full stage view, right? Full stage view, only stages, however it has built that, it will show. Right? How many times it has built only that stages. Now see this, it has success now. Success. The issue was with the variable had hyphen, it was not supporting. So I created one more variable without hyphen. So it's supported. Now if I go to my Docker Hub and refresh it, I'm able to see my Docker integration image. Yes or no? Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I successfully pushed my image. I successfully pushed my image to my Docker Hub. Now what should I do? I want to connect from my Jenkins. I want to connect to this host and pull the image and create a container. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You join back. I'll show you how to connect to this Docker host. All right. I already created one more instance where Docker is installed. I'll just start it. So this is the instance where I installed Docker. Let me start it. You join back. In the next session, we'll discuss about connecting to the Docker host and then creating a containers. Okay. Understood, guys? Is it easy or looking difficult? Pipeline scripts.
It's easy.
Easy only. So don't think the programming. You will ask. So many people ask, sir, Docker